25th National Conference later this month here in Johannesburg. The theme for this conference is rebuilding a united and radical ANC Youth League for the advancement of economic freedom in our lifetime. And more to talk to us now about this issue as well as others is the ANC Youth League NTT coordinator, Mr. Makasela Mzobe. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning to you and your viewers at home.
It's been about a year and a half since the interim structure was set up to sort of guide the ailing ANC Youth League and resuscitate it back to life. We're now approaching that conference that's set to establish a new leadership there. What has the time been like, these past year and a half?
It has been quite a challenging time because we had to deal with a very entrenched culture that we had to uproot. We had to reposition the Youth League to reclaim its position in society. But also teach Youth League members that the role they should play in society and in the ANC must not be destructive. So it has been quite a difficult journey, but very, very promising the end of the journey.
And I'd assume that the fight was to make sure that people still know the Youth League is alive and well. There were some who had said that it died when the likes of your Julius Malema and the NEC there got disbanded and some expelled.
Look, the thing is that people ended up assuming that the character of the Youth League is that destructive nature. And when we were to change it, to reposition it properly, they missed that destructive noise. And they end up assuming that that's the death of the Youth League. But those that appreciate what we've been doing will understand that the Youth League is still alive. We're there during elections to ensure that the ANC wins elections. We're there to influence the manifesto of the ANC. We're there to influence the cabinet appointment of the ANC. So we're quite confident that the Youth League is still alive, but it does need a Congress to elect leadership and take policy positions that will help the Youth League to be taken serious in society. So we're quite confident that we've done all our best, and the leadership that will be elected in the upcoming Congress of the Youth League will take over and position the Youth League properly in society.
Provincial structures were being set up in the interim the past couple of weeks. I have a question here via Twitter from Lovuyo Kamaku. He wants to know, he says, Ayanda, please ask the Youth League, will it reconvene the Eastern Cape Conference since there are parallel structures there? It did make headlines for all sorts of wrong reasons of a violence outbreak there and people clashing over positions. Provincially, is it a healthy outlook for the ANC Youth League and specifically in the Eastern Cape?
Look, provinces have different challenges. Eastern Cape, we only have one PEC that we know as the national structure of the ANC Youth League that we went to preside over, that provincial congress. So we've heard about the so-called PEC alternative to this one, or second PEC. We'll be meeting over this weekend to discuss on those issues and take appropriate actions, as we think that to have two PECs is quite destructive. It's I mean, one province, one PEC. We can't have a notion of two PECs. No matter how big the challenges are in Eastern Cape, they could be addressed by one PEC that we know and presided over. But the matter is before the entity, and the entity will be receiving a report on what happened there and take appropriate actions related to Eastern Cape specifically.
That's just one of the issues that you'll be discussing at the national conference. We also know, are we expecting the leadership to be chosen at this particular conference?
Yes, branches of the Youth League will send delegate to the National Congress, and they will elect the new leadership of the Youth League, take policy positions, program of action that the leadership must use in galvanizing young people and championing their interest in society.
You've been nominated for the top job there in the ANC Youth League, I understand, up against Mr. Pule Mabe, Ronald Lamola as well. Are you feeling confident?
Look, we're humbled by the nomination, but for now we want to focus on ensuring that we have a smooth Congress, and at the time we are asking the Congress as to whether we're available or not. We will then express what we'll have decided upon. But for now, we just appreciate the nomination and focus on what we have to do.
What is the mandate and the role of the ANC Youth League in this day and age?
The role of the ANC Youth League in 2014, it's even more difficult than before, because the Youth League must be the one championing the interest of young people on unemployment, on quality education, job creation, fighting diseases that we see all over the world, but also defending democracy, because you can see that South African democracy is really being challenged. When you look at the mockery in Parliament, the drama that is there, you need a youth league that will respond to such challenges, ensure that we have a stable democracy, but also young people get employment, get education, and we fight HIV and AIDS and many other diseases.
Just in closing, a lot of people had said the previous regime at the ANC Youth League, it focused a lot on things that were far from it, you know, the mother body, etc. Will you be paying closer attention to youth-related matters?
That's what should focus. The Youth League must focus on youth-related matters, not as a lobby group to champion the interest of ANC leaders and all those things. But it must influence the direction of the ANC as well.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Magasela Mzobe, ANC Youth League NTT Coordinator. My appreciation to you. Let's take a look at what